and welcome to the FOMO Creator Show. I am your host, Making Sang, first name Making, and today it's a solo show, and I am going to be talking about MarTech Fest. It was an incredible conference that I went to last week where I was their CFO, Chief FOMO Officer. And today we're going to be talking about what an incredible conference it is. Now, the FOMO Creator Show is all about teaching you how to create FOMO for your business, your launch, your product, your service, your book. Maybe you have a charity or a non-profit that you want to raise awareness about. You have come to the right place if you want to know about how FOMO can help you to raise awareness, sell tickets, and do all of that good stuff. Now, normally when I do have a guest on the show, we talk about who is that person. So today I'm going to talk about who is making Sang. Who is making Sang? Now, making Sang, first name Making, that's the first thing you need to understand. And we've got the fabulous Marissa with us. Marissa Kelly. Hi, Marissa. How are you, my lovely? And she is watching from Tennessee. Now, Marissa is an incredible live stream producer, so she'll be interested in, she'll be the best person to contact when it comes to learning about running online events. But more about Marissa later on at the end of the show in the last segment. It's lovely to see you, my lovely. So, who is making Sang? First name Making. Well, I call myself the FOMO creator, and FOMO means the fear of missing out. And in business, in charity, in non-profits, it's a good thing. We want to generate that buzz and excitement, that FOMO, to get your fans, your followers, your connections, your lurkers excited. And when they get buzzed and excited, and when the time is right for them, they will slide into your DMs. Now we've got a flurry of messages here. We've got the fabulous Tim Lewis. Hello, Tim. It's lovely to see you. Tim is a fabulous, magical video creator, and you're going to see one of his incredible works at the end of the show. And we've got the wonderful Lance Alcock. Cheers, my dears. It is lovely to see you, Lance. And there's a bit of a hello and welcome to Tim with Marissa. We're all good friends, the three of us, and Lance is also come to the party as well. So it's all lovely and friendly, all on LinkedIn. So today we're going to be talking about what is MFest 23 and how did we meet. So MFest means MarTech Fest, Mar as in marketing, tech as in technical. So it's a combination of marketing and technology and AI all rolled into one. And it was a conference that was predominantly email, predominantly B2B, and AI and technology as well. Lance is talking about a party. Yes, there is a party going on between Tim, Marissa, and yourself, and my good self as well. Party even. Now Marissa is saying, one thing I love about LinkedIn Live, now we can all browse LinkedIn whilst your voice and live continues to run as a tab in the bottom. Oh, now that's exciting. Thank you for sharing that new development, Marissa. I love that. And I really, really appreciate you joining as well. So thank you. So going back to MarTech Fest then, it's a combination of the B2B industry. It was 3-in-1 conferences, actually. So it was the Festival of Marketing, it was MarTech Fest, and B2B marketing all rolled into one. It was an online conference as well as an in-person conference as well. So using the platform Hopin, which are the owners of the incredible StreamYard, which I am currently using to stream live to you all, they used Hopin for the online version of their conference as well. And Lance is saying such lovely things. He says, "Who wouldn't want to watch you though?" Oh, you're ever so lovely. Now, I often talk about creating content for the lurkers on the FOMO Creator Show. And what I mean by that is continuing to create content. It doesn't matter if you've got one follower, no followers, 3 or 5 people watching you live, or no people watching me live, which I've had in the past as well. Because if you're creating, if you're providing an incredible service, people will want to hear from you. And when the time is right for them, they will slide into your DMs. Now, there's a reason why I'm telling you this story, and that's because Andrew and Nelly, who are the founders of MarTech Fest, they were the ones who slid into my DMs, and that happened a year ago. So he sent a DM, Andrew Boner. He sent a DM on Twitter, and he was ever so gracious actually, because he noticed that there was a mistake on my website. Hashtag making mistakes. There was a broken link on it. Now, I was because he was very gracious to tell me that, I sent him a quick video. So that was you can see a screenshot of the video on the right hand side there, thanking him for taking the time to tell me about my website. So I got my web design to fix that broken link and organised a chat with him. And so there was a bit of a conversation that was going about, which was great. We had an amazing conversation about what's great about conferences, what's good and what's not. And it turns out he'd been lurking on my stuff for a while. He knew exactly what I did as a FOMO creator. It was something that he did himself for his conferences, but now it was the time to actually hire someone dedicated to do just that. And I was ever so pleased that I got the call up. We had a great chat. Got to meet Nelly as well, who's the other co-founder of MFest 23, and the rest, they say, is history. We've got the fabulous Alex Marco with us, and he says he loves the setup they're making. Now, Alex was actually one of the speakers for MFest 23 as well. And as you see, my co-host has popped up today. My 15-year-old one-eyed stepcat. Say hello, Twinkle. And Tim is saying, I remember when DMs were shoes. Yes, that's exactly right. And I've still got a pair of DMs, and they're vegan, don't you know? Tim was also saying it's nice when these things happen. Yes, absolutely. When you create content for the lurkers, someone slides into your DMs, have a great conversation. Andrew and Nelly knew exactly what I did. They loved what I did. And as I say, the rest is history. And they hired me as their CFO, Chief FOMO Officer. And Lance is cursing those darn lurkers. No, there's no reason to curse them, Lance, because they can be your best clients. They can be your best pom-pom wavers. They really are. We don't know that they're there, but they are definitely there, which is why it's important to keep continuing creating content for the lurkers, as I keep saying. It's as if his ears were burning because the fabulous Andrew is here himself. Hello, Andrew. Lovely to see you. I'm just waxing lyrical about how amazing you are. We've got the fabulous Tim, who says, I didn't think any shoes ate meat. Yes, that's in reference to my DMs my Doc Martens being vegan. Jordi in the house as well. Jordi van Rijn, who is not related to Rembrandt van Rijn. And he was also one of the incredible speakers as well. He says he's loving the hat because he was a very kind gentleman who gifted me this hat. What do you think? It's a nice look, isn't it? Andrew is saying, internet is horrible at the moment, so all my dad jokes are lost in the ether, was not lurking, was trying not to. Amazing. And we've got the fabulous Tim again. Lurkers might send you a pair of shoes in the post, Lance, and those DMs could lead to anything. Absolutely. Are we talking DMs, direct messages now, or are we talking Doc Martens? I don't know. And we've got the fabulous Lance saying, "Ooh, go go lurkers! Hey Mickey, pity you are still not here." A lot of interaction there. So going back to the FOMO Creator Show then, as I mentioned, I was creating content for the lurkers. The fabulous Andrew slid into my DMs. We had a great conversation and then he hired me as their chief FOMO officer. So what did I do for MarTech Fest last week in Utrecht? Well, I'm going to go through what I call the PLPs of FOMO. Now, what do I mean by that? The first P is pre-FOMO. So this is before the event. And of course, typically for event organizers, you will, do a lot of social media, a lot of promotion, maybe emails, maybe picking up the phone, even postcards if you want to go old school to try and get people to your event. Of course, you should absolutely do that. And you can hire a FOMO creator to do that for you more than what you do on top of what you do at the moment. Now, not everybody needs the pre-FOMO services. And I know Andrew and Nelly did an incredible job of getting bums on seats to their conference, to their online, as well as their in-person. So they didn't need my help. But I love helping my clients. And so I actually generated a bit of pre-FOMO myself. And the kind of things I did was I shared their Instagram stories, and they had some incredible Instagram stories. Once they announced that I was their chief FOMO officer, I couldn't wait to tell the world. So I shared that, created an Instagram post, and I shared it as well. I also went on Instagram stories a few times just to let people know about MarTech Fest, just to let people know if they wanted to come with me, it'd be lovely to see them. And so I did a bit of promotion there. And then there were lots of speakers, sponsors, of course, who were posting on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is their main platform for the audience of MarTech Fest. And so I liked, I shared, I commented as best I could. And, that's how I can help generate that pre-FOMO and just give a bit of support to conference organizers, really. We've got the fabulous Andrew saying, "Hi, MA King. If you're thinking about it, no regrets here. Thanks again." Oh, isn't he sweet? That is absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much, Andrew, for making me blush. Really pleased that you liked it. And Lance was saying, "My invite must have got lost in the post." I'm ever so sorry, Lance. Maybe next year, perhaps. Maybe next year. Awkward. Now, PLP of FOMO then. So we've talked about pre-FOMO. And as I said, Andrew and Nelly did an incredible job at promoting the conference on Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn as well. A lot of the speakers were doing that. A lot of the exhibitors and sponsors were doing that as well. And a lot of the attendees were saying they were looking forward to going. And I sort of helped by commenting on some of their posts, but I also created my own posts on the socials, on Twitter, on Instagram. Sorry, I should start calling it X rather than Twitter, shouldn't I? And that's how I helped in order to, get more people to the event. Now, the L in PLP is for live FOMO. Yordi was saying, "You're saying you're a pre-FOMer." Yes. Yes, I am, Yordi. As in performer, I guess. Oh, it's so lovely to see you all here. So yes, the next section is live FOMO. Now, this is the bit that I get really excited about because I'm bloody good at it. It isn't bragging if you can back it up. And I've got plenty of stats to show you just how good I am at doing it. But live FOMO is, something that a FOMO creator does. That's what they hired for. But it's also amazing when the conference organizers, attendees, speakers, and sponsors and exhibitors also get involved as well. And that's what really brings it alive. Um, and Oh, there you go, Lance. Andrew says, be sure to get you an invite for our next B2B event. There you go. There's the invite. If you ask, you shall receive. There you go, Lance. Isn't that wonderful? Now, so live FOMO then, as I say, hire a dedicated person to create that FOMO, that buzz, that excitement for you, that live social media content. But also, what is great is if you can get your attendees and speakers and sponsors to also get involved as well. Now, Nelly, who is the co-founder of MarTech Fest, along with Andrew, was incredible at doing this because she created a WhatsApp group. And she invited the people that were going to attend in person in a private group. And we were all known as Festians, which was ever so lovely. And in that group, it was intended for helping people if they had travel issues, networking issues, networking opportunities. People were arranging drinks and dinner and all sorts. It was a wonderful, amazing group. There were a few people lurking, but after a bit of encouragement, people were genuinely getting there and involved. So Yordi was one of them. Andrew and Nelly were obviously involved in the group. And what I also did as well, because Andrew wanted attendees, speakers, and sponsors to create live social media content and put it out into the socials. What I did in the group is I went in every day because it was a 3-day conference, and I went in every day, created a quick video just to encourage people to do just that. And as part of my live FOMO service, I also wanted to do interviews as well. So I actually asked people, please come and find me. If I'm on my phone, please wait patiently, but I will get to you and get an interview for you. And why is that important? Well, you want promotion for your own business, don't you? And if you're a speaker and you want more speaking gigs, you want an interview to give, to promote yourself as a speaker. Personal branding is so incredibly important, and so that's why an interview is really, really important. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Video, oh my goodness, is that the time? I've got to go. Don't worry, because I have spoken to many, many people and have interviewed many people where it was the first time that they went on camera and I managed to get a great interview out of them. It's my specialist subject. I've been doing interviews for many years. I think when I grew up, I wanted to be like Parky and Graham Norton, Jonathan Ross, being very UK centric here. Mrs. Merton, I don't know if any of you remember her from the 1990s. But yes, Russell Harty. I really wanted to be an interviewer, and now my wish has been granted because I get to interview and listen to some incredible speakers and attendees, and so that's also a great way of getting testimonials from people, basically. Because if you've ever been to a conference, you may have had a videographer who's gone to you and said, "Would you like a test? Can you give us a testimonial?" And next minute, the person's like, "Oh, is that the time? Got to go." However, if you reframe it and say, would you like a bit of free publicity for your business? Then suddenly they're interested. And so that's how I frame it. And everybody wins. It's a bit of promotion for the person I'm interviewing, but also it's a great, you'll get a great testimonial, a genuine testimonial from the person that you're interviewing as well. So the conference wins also. Now we've got a few more messages in here. So Lance was saying thank you to Andrew. My FOMO has been answered, even though not from the FOMO Queen. Yes, I owe you a brew, don't I, Lance? I need to come up to York and say hello to you. Now, Tim was saying an event Facebook group can really make a big difference. Yeah, absolutely. A Facebook group is really, really important. And Nellie and Andrew used a WhatsApp group, and I found that to be just as powerful as well. Marissa says, WhatsApp group, I love it. Old school direct messaging and no algorithm to navigate through. Absolutely, Marissa. Couldn't agree more. And we've got another comment from Tim. Marissa says WhatsApp group is even better, though always a risk of spammers. Well, I think that to answer your question, answer your point there, Tim, when someone creates a WhatsApp group, of course there is a risk of spammers, but because Nellie had the control of who she was admitting, she did a great job, and everyone was just ever so friendly within it, which is amazing. And Marissa said to Tim, that's true. It's good to have someone monitoring it, like making. Oh, thanks, Marissa. Oh, and we got the fabulous Nelly as well. With your ears burning as well, my lovely. So Nelly is the founder of MarTech Fest, and she says, "Thank you so much, Making, for all your help." Lots of emojis. So happy we finally met and worked together side by side. What a lovely time in Utrecht. Hope to see you soon. And yes, I hope we do get to see each other soon, most definitely. So, going back to the fabulous Nelly, and she's here as well. She created an incredible WhatsApp group. There was a lot of friendly banter, a lot of lots of really helpful messages from people traveling in from the States, from Europe, from the UK, and I know that there was one particular lady who said to me, at first she was very shy in the group and didn't say anything. But because she saw familiar faces in the group, and then at the conference itself, then she started to feel a little braver and started to comment in the group. So that's the power of having a community, like Tim says, a Facebook group or a WhatsApp group like Andrew and Nellie did. That really helps to enhance a conference. And definitely ready to meet up for that brew and catch up, Lance says. And Tim was saying that it sounds like Nellie did a lot of the monitoring. Yes, she did, Tim, and she did a lot of the monitoring, and she did a lot of other stuff as well because she's the founder of the conference. Oh my gosh, she was running around, all the time, trying to make sure that everybody was happy and serviced. So we've got a fabulous group to get people buzzed and excited, the attendees, the speakers, the sponsors in WhatsApp or, whatever channel you want to use. What else did we do for live FOMO then? So as I mentioned, I went into the Facebook group and I went into the WhatsApp group and I filmed every day from my trip from the hotel to the venue. It was only a 3-4 minute walk and it was a fabulously warm day. So I had my sunnies on and just letting people know this is who I am, Making Sang, first name Making. Love to interview you if you want a bit of free publicity for your business. And, let's help Andrew and Nellie break the internet. That's basically what I was saying. Now the venue was incredible. It was in a cinema. We hired a cinema. How amazing was that? And they actually had some Barbie stuff there. So some of the guys were taking photos. Again, great content to put out onto the socials. And this is what helps people to see what kind of a conference it is, how much fun people are having, and it was fantastic. Excuse me. Now, as I mentioned, one of my superpowers is the ability to interview, and we've got the amazing Anna on the left there from a company called Powtoon, and she delivered a wonderful presentation on presentations, funnily enough. So I did a little interview with her, and we posted that up on Twitter, and we also put it onto LinkedIn as well. And on the right hand side, we've got the fabulous Pale Aurora, who was talking about the next billion users and talking about countries that might have been dismissed in the marketing world, and how actually it's actually a mistake to dismiss them, which was fantastic, and it it was really, really memorable, that talk. And in fact, I'd love to watch a replay of that talk as well. So, but yes, anyway, that was really, really memorable. Um, and we've got the fabulous Monica Douglas with us. Monica says, "You are such an incredible dynamic promoter, FOMO creator, and interviewer for events and conferences. And I'm up for a brew too, please." Oh, that's ever so lovely. Thank you so much for your wonderful comments there, Monica. You are wonderful. Uh, and Tim says, "I like Powtoon as a tool, though not used it for a while." Oh, that's interesting. So it might be an opportunity for you to try and use it again, perhaps, and give us some feedback on that. Now, Life FOMO is all about having fun as well as meeting new people, making new friends. And in the WhatsApp group, some people, like Anna, actually was instrumental in actually organising some dinners, which was incredible. So this was us by the canal, which is fabulous. We saw these lovely boats going past, and actually towards the end of the evening, there was a guy who decided it was so hot he was going to jump into the canal. Which wasn't so great. Luckily, we'd all eaten by then, which is fantastic. But the group was great because there was a lot of networking going on. A lot of people, not sure where the venue was for dinner or drink. So people were, putting in their Google pins in their Google Maps, which was great. People were reaching out to stay connected, offering their slide deck for some of the speakers. It was so wonderful. And Tim was saying, sounds like Making Brew Fest is happening. And making brew. Absolutely. Or maybe making tea. I don't know. So I've talked about pre-FOMO. I've talked about live FOMO. Now I'm going to talk about post-FOMO. This is after the event. So this was a 3-day event that was happening on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then on the Saturday, there was a wonderful networking event where we went along on a canal trip. But lots of people were also using the interviews that I'd had from people, all the photographs, some of the videos that I took. I put some of them into the group, or I tweeted them, and some people saved them and then reused them for themselves, which is great. And that's what post FOMO is all about. Now, the main reason that I was hired, of course, not just the interviews, but also the tweeting. And what is great about Twitter is that there are companies out there that can actually get instant feedback on how many tweets were sent, how many people it reached, how many retweets certain tweets get, what pictures were being shown, and that kind of stuff. And that one company that I use all the time is Tweetbinder. Now, if you wanted a copy of the report, do send me a link. Do send me a yes, please, and I will send it to you. But this is just a little breakdown of what the Twitter report looks like. So on the left-hand side, it shows some of the people who engaged and how many followers they had, so the most popular. So needless to say, because this was a 3-in-1 conference, the email expert has a lot of followers, 11,000 there. And on the right-hand side is the impact. So how many people potentially how many people did the tweets reach, and whose accounts did it impact? Now, because we had a few issues with the passwords, unfortunately. I tweeted on my own account. So that's why that you can see that I personally, on Making Tea, had a reach of 2 million people there. And Email Expert had a reach of 108,000, which is great. And if we go to the next slide there, I actually shared the report in the group as well, just so that people could see. And a little breakdown here, how many tweets were tweeted in those few days. And so there were 277 tweets that I tweeted personally. Email Expert and Andrew tweeted a few as well, and Festival of Email tweeted a few. And then some of the sponsors and people who were looking at the tweets also contributed as well. well, how many retweets there were in the middle, and how many original tweets as well. So, as I say, I won't go into too much detail, but you can certainly send me a DM, and I can send you the link if you like. And oh, my brother here is here as well. Mark, he says, great stuff, making memories. See you on Saturday. Can't wait to see you again and to create more FOMO. Yes, I will talk more about that later. So post FOMO. So again, we've got the opportunity to stretch that publicity a little bit more with your conference. And so there are people who will be talking about it, repurposing those interviews. And because the conference was on a Friday, I couldn't go to my own podcast recording, which is the extra shot. So Amanda and I, we actually created a pre-recording to go out on the Friday. And we also created another recording Monday just gone, just to talk a little bit about the conference there. So again, post FOMO is really important, just to let people know what happened, what people missed, what was great, and so on. One of the speakers there, Alan Thorpe, in the middle, he used the interview that I did, branded it up from his own company, which is amazing, and he popped that in there, and he was talking about he was talking about AI and how people were getting really, really excited about a particular type of AI. And then we've got Jordi van Rijn on the right-hand side, the guy who very kindly gifted me this hat. He is top 100 marketing influencer of 2023. How amazing is that? And so he talked about that. He talked also about MarTech Fest as well, which is incredible. So this is all great content that we can put out there in order to stretch out the publicity a little bit more. And in the group as well, we had arrangements for dinner. So this is the last supper before everyone went their own way. And one of the speakers, Naj, she very kindly shared her slide deck, and some other speakers also shared their slide deck within the group as well. So again, keeping that community together. Now there were lots of competitions as well in the group as well. So the best video, the best photograph. Obviously, I can't take part in that. And so one of the guys, he took a picture of his beer, put a sticker of MarTech Festival on top of that, and said maybe this is a competition winner, which is quite funny. So there was a lot of camaraderie amongst everybody, and people really took me in, even though I'm not part of that world, and it was incredible. And there were lots of first timers there as well, which was great. But everyone was made to feel so welcome, which was wonderful. Now, the next segment is probably best described by this next video. Back to the FOMO! Now, it's been absolutely wonderful hearing from you all. And I want to give you all a little bit of a shout out. That's the next segment of this show, which is Shameless Plug Alert and also FOMO promo. So for everyone who has contributed today, everyone who's put in a comment, I'd like you to add one more comment and let the world know why they should get in touch with you. So what it is you do, and I guess because we're all on LinkedIn, people will know how to get in touch with you. So Mark, you mentioned about something that's happening this Saturday. If you'd want to talk a little bit about that. Tim, I know what you do. You are an amazing creator of videos, but if you just want to pop something in there. Monica is incredible as well. So if you just want to pop in a little bit about what you all do, just so that we can tell the world and give you all a little bit of a FOMO promo. And this video goes out onto YouTube as well, so I often get a lot of replays there as well. So please do pop into the comments a little bit about what you do, so that I can give you all a bit more of a promotion. But the shameless plug alert is all about me, because this is all about me, isn't it? So just whilst I'm waiting for the comments from everybody coming in, then I'll talk a little bit about what I'm up to. And this is something that I wanted to offer this in the next few weeks, really. I've been interviewing people for many years. And as I mentioned, there was one event actually where I was interviewing award ceremony nominees. And 80% of the people that were there had never been on video before, and they were really scared. And I said, "Don't worry, it's fine. All we're going to do is going to talk about you, ask a few questions about your business and so on." And some people had a lot of fun, and it's a lot easier to talk about your business when you're talking to someone else. And so, and it also gives you an air of authority as well. Not when I'm wearing this hat, perhaps. But when I'm wearing another hat, and along with my mic, it just gives you a sense of authority. And with some of my clients, we've talked in one video, and sometimes we've talked in a series of videos. So I'm actually extending that as a service offering to you guys. So if that's something that you are interested in, then please do get in touch. And these are just a few of the people who have used my services in the past. Fabulous Rita from Australia, Kate Holroyd, who is incredible, and Kenda as well. And so the next section, as I said, is FOMO promo, and I think everyone's gone running. So I will give a little bit of a plug to everybody who hasn't commented. So we've got the fabulous Tim. Um, and Tim says he runs 2 live video shows, and he's also branching into creating visual effects. Like the show ending. So if you watch to the end, you'll see the end credits that pop up. That's Tim's magical work, and he runs 2 live video shows. So oh no, not another live show, which he has some incredible guests that come on, really really interesting conversations, and he also has an Amazon live show as well, which is Book Chats Live, where he talks to people and their favorite books, which is really interesting. And so I was privy to both of those shows actually, and Tim is a great host there. I guess I was getting my words mixed up there, Tim. Shameless plug. Shameless plug is what I was trying to say. So let's go back and revisit some of the people who were here, because I do want to give credit to some of the fabulous people. So Marissa is an amazing live stream producer. We've actually done a show ourselves where we talked about the 7 ways in which you can create FOMO for your online event. Now, Marissa's been a live stream producer for many years using platforms like StreamYard, and she's had a whole host of different clients. So if you thinking of running an event, an online event, you don't know where to start, then you definitely need to get in touch with Marissa. She's got a lot of experience in that. And as I mentioned, Alex was one of the speakers for MarTech Fest, and he actually talked about LinkedIn ads. So if that's something that you're interested in, then please do get in touch with Alex Marco. Andrew is the co-founder of MarTech Fest, Festival of Email and B2B Marketing. He was the one who very kindly hired me as the CFO, and he does run a few conferences. So, and they're great for learning, great for networking, and great for promoting yourself as well. Yordi was one of the speakers, and one of the top 10 influencers, marketing influencers as well, which we talked about earlier. And we've got Lance as well. And I've got a perimenopausal brain. can't remember what you do, but we seem to have this lovely banter about having a brew. I think you're in training, aren't you? I can't quite remember what kind of training. I must write that down and remember for next time you pop in. And Nellie, as I mentioned, is the other co-founder of MarTech Fest, and she was incredible, absolutely incredible. Now, the fabulous Monica, when I came back to the UK after being away for 6 years, she actually helped me with a few personal bits and pieces, and she really helped me to talk through a few stuff, things that I went through, personal setbacks and business setbacks, and really helped me to gain clarity. And Monica was also helped me to build a wonderful relationship with Steve as well. So I'll always be ever so grateful with the fabulous Monica. And then, as I mentioned, Mark, who's my brother, he's actually doing a charity ride this Saturday, and there's a chap who needed some funds for some a medical condition, and so one of his friends very kindly doing a bike ride, and Mark has very kindly offered to do the last leg with him. And when they come into Sheffield, I'm going to greet them there and do a few interviews as well. So I think that's everybody. I hope I haven't missed everybody. Oh, there we go. So Mark has just written there. So the Velatoolers, that's what he calls his community. His company is called Velatool. Are going along to Sheffield to support a charity ride. Dave Wilcock, who is on the socials as velo.dave, is cycling 600 kilometres over 2 days to raise money for a young guy who suffered a stroke whilst driving his lorry. And Mark is going to ride his last leg along with another fabulous guy called John Fish. So I'm going to, I don't ride a bicycle, don't know how to. So I'm going to greet them in Sheffield and do a few interviews there. So that's it, everybody. It's been absolutely wonderful seeing you all here today. And if you do have any questions at all, you know where to find me. Slide into my DMs and we can definitely talk more. This has been the FOMO Creator Show. I am your host, Making Sang, first name May King. And if I don't see you soon, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.